What's up, everybody? I don't know why I started the video off like this because I'm sure we're pretty bored and we're self-distancing with all the situation here and just isolating ourselves, and that can be pretty boring. So I'm trying to make it a little more fun here, just crawling a different way to start instead of my desk, and I don't know why, but I'm pretty excited for this video that we're about to do. So for this video that we're going to be doing, I'm going to try to figure out just from your home, from anyone home, or wherever you might not be home, but in the place that you are at right now, how can we be creative? Let me tell you guys, for example. So I mean, this cactus right here, this is what I'm going to be using for the video today. And I have another object here ready for the video. This classic camera could have anything. If you have any classic antique stuff, grab it. Anything. It could be anything. So I'm taking this camera. There's my first picture of this little. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I shut this a little bit too hard. The dirt fell. So I took the first picture of a little tiny cute cactus here, and it looked very creative. I mean, it's not creative yet, but it looked pretty good. It's the cactus just it's isolating itself there, just a single cactus, blurred out background, perfect position. And another thing that's very important for you, I can focus, is composition, which means where the object in your frame, and that make a huge difference. You don't want to put in a single right in the middle, because it doesn't look good. But what I did, I turned on my grid and I used rule of the third, and I go over and bottom quadrant of the grid of my Sony, and that's where I put the cactus. I think it's the best position, and that's what makes it very unique and more likable. I don't know how to explain it, but make the picture better overall. Now, I'm gonna use this antique camera here I got here, and let's get more creative here. I'm gonna grab these two glass from my cupboard, just a little creative object. You may already have some clue what I'm gonna do with it, but just let me show you for the fun of it. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. I got that camera in the background. Now I'm gonna try to get creative here with the glass. Cause I like how the light reflection is. And let's see how this shot turned out. That shot did turn out pretty good. I put a focal length of 50mm lens on, and I turned the aperture wide open to f1.4. Now this time, I'm gonna be a little bit more creative. These kind of glass, or if you have any little different shape, doesn't matter what kind of shape of glass, but I'm using the tall one because that matches the tall of the camera. I'm gonna put in the middle, and you can see here, I played around and I figured I saw this, and I want to do this shot. I played around with the glass, you can see the camera change its shape, which make it very more unique. And I like how the double light reflection on these glass on both sides. Let's put back on the 50mm lens and see how it turns out. You see, folks, glass are probably the biggest treasure to photography. It changes the whole overall of the picture, and that's why I love glass in my photo and stuff like that. And then another thing I just figured out, because if you have a mirrorless camera, because the lens and the camera itself is basically electronic, but I just found out something. If you take your lens off, because I thought, DSLR camera, when you take the lens off, but the aperture ring are still open. But for mirrorless, it doesn't, because it closes it automatically. But I took my lens off when I'm changing when the camera was on. The ring stayed open. So if you turn off the camera, the ring thing close, and I did a little research because I thought it would damage the lens, but there's no damage. So for you folks, if you have mirrorless camera, leave your camera on, open into your setting where the aperture open the widest, and take off the lens, and you can see it here. Here's one example I did, and you can notice that the aperture ring still open, which is pretty cool. And you can see, let me try to get that camera on there. There we go. You can see that the camera matches perfectly on the lens. You know what? Glass are the key. Biggest key to photography. Even lenses are considered as glass. Now let me try to figure out a little more creative with glass. I'm trying to think of something, but water. I really want to drop a quarter in it, like a unique little tiny glass. Show the splash of it. I'm gonna need a tripod because I can't take picture at the same time and drop a quarter. Why have maybe your camera, but mine doesn't have a timely function where it take picture by itself. I have this remote where it help me take picture by itself, and I have a little, just a tiny little cute glass here to use to drop a quarter. So I'm gonna fill this with water, grab a quarter. As I went to my room to find a quarter, but instead I found this 50-cent coin, which would make it more rare because not many people see 50 cents nowadays. Let's see how the shot turns out. I'm very surprised by the result, but I'm also surprised how long it took me. It took me about well over an hour, and I did not keep a tally how many times I did it. I think I did it like about 20 times, and I changed it to the taller glass so I can try to show the coin more because the shorter glass it's shorter time to try to get the coin in the right flip in the taller glass. It's too hard and smaller. I needed like a fish tank in order to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean everything here before my parents get home. There's so much thing you could do and be creative. And there's another thing I just caught. I was drinking coffee from Starbucks. I'm not sponsored by Starbucks, by the way, but I'm gonna take this sticker off and maybe let's give this a little mug a shot. I'm gonna try to drop it 50 cents into this mug. It's gonna be really challenging. I have to get it perfect. Use this mug. Might as well give it a shot to see how it goes. Folks, I think I just nailed the shot. I just can't believe I nailed that shot. You know what? We're done with glass. Let's move on to the different part. There's another thing that is important besides framing and composition. The thing that you have to look forward to is how the distance. And there's all kind of style distance. It can be far, it can be close or close up. But for my preference, I did a very very detailed, close detail. Maybe I'm gonna cut out some of a picture like I did to the camera. And same thing with the cactus. I go right down, narrow the detail, and there's some part of the cactus or the vase, mini vase, it's blurred out, but the focus is solely on the needle of the cactus, and that make it really pop out, and that I consider it a good creative shot. So here I found this can. What can I use it with this? It's an antique. I like how there's metals here. It's just an antique logo and stuff like that. There's a hole. The tape wouldn't be useful, but with this antique camera here, there's an antique camera can. Okay, so as I'm seeing this frame, this look very cool right here. In my opinion, I found a shot glass. I like the color of it. It make it look really, like barn style, kind of, like logging style. The black and the bronze stuff like that make it really pop out. And I feel like this would look like an antique color. I set this in front along with the can, because like a Western style. So these are like a Western style, and there's classic camera. And I just throw this coin in there, and you'll see the result I got. That's the result I got. And this is all about the composition of a frame. What do you put in the frame? Where do you put it? And boom. So I put all those options in there, and I just made sure where I thought about where I put it, and put it in the right spot and right focus. Nailed it. It's all about the composition. Where do you put the object? And for framing, it's just all about the creativity, your eyes, brain, and position of the camera. I did a wakeboard, my favorite hobby. So wakeboarding. I took picture of it, and here's the result I got. Very close up shots because that's my style. You guys can do it on your favorite hobby, sport, education, gaming, man, what else? Outdoor, and it's all about the preference of style, angle, frame. And that's how you find the creativity. It's all about the creativity. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, isolating from everything sucks, but we gotta keep ourselves active and keep our creativity going. And that's all I have for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I can't turn off the light. It's now dark.